Hey, welcome back. And we are back to Voices of Reality. I'm Elisa, and you're
Farah.
Thank you for joining us, and thank you everybody for watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing. And keep the subscribing and the commenting coming and the likes, okay? Because we got the videos coming. We see everything and we respond to everything, and we like all of your opinions. Okay, so keep them coming. Yes, and we're about to give our review and recap on Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Yeah.
Let's go.
This episode was actually pretty good.
It was. It's at its peak right now. The first part started with Sanya and her sister in the kitchen. They were talking about having Sanya doesn't know how to tell her husband. Well, she knows how to tell him, but I guess reiterated to him that she does not want to have another kid. The sister's like agreeing with her. And she's just talking to the sister about it at this point. And we'll get back to that because then the husband comes in later. So at this point, the next interesting scene was them walking into the sauna. Marlo, Sheree, and then Kandi. Kandi, she did not want to get into that sauna. So I'm like, why did she come? But it's all good. She still made it.
So when I saw that part, I was like, did Kandi know she was going to that? Like, did they tell her, oh, we're going to be doing a sauna? Because when she walked in, she had her makeup, her hair, she was wearing a dress. And I'm like, did she know and just showed up anyway? Because it doesn't make sense. If you're going to the event and you're going to be in a sauna and you know you can't, why go? Or was it something that was just unplanned that happened? So, and I felt like she had kind of had a little bit of attitude, like, no, I'm not going in. Like, she didn't even want to partake in.
I think she already had bad vibes from the dinner at Sanya's Airbnb. So I think she came in there with like a chip on her shoulder.
Correct. Like, I'm not trying to do anything. But I don't feel like she was ambushed. I don't feel like it. But I didn't like the way, I mean, at first, I'm not going to say I don't like the way Kandi reacted. At first, I didn't like the way she reacted. But then when I did a little bit of thinking about it, because I was like, okay, why can't, if you have two friends and they're telling like, look, I need you to be more of a friend to me. But then I kind of understood Kandi because she's like, if they're not being friends to me, but they're demanding all this stuff from me, I'm not going to do it. It's kind of like, you're not a good friend, but then you're expecting me to be a good friend. So I think that's where I was like, okay, maybe Kandi has a point. Plus, Marlo's talking behind her back. So I'm starting to think that Kandi probably started feeling like something was shady between Sheree and Marlo. And she felt like, you know what? Whatever. I'm not feeling these two chicks.
I get what how Kandi is feeling. And but one thing I just think Marlo, I feel like Marlo's just kind of like jumping on the bandwagon. Like, it really has nothing to do with her. Like, I feel that it's Sheree and Kandi's beef.
No, Marlo feels Kandi hasn't been a good friend to her either. Because in the beginning, I think it was like maybe episode 1 or 2, Marlo spoke to Kandi like, oh, I know you're a mom. I'm raising 2 boys. What kind of advice you have? I have 2 sons. You've never invited me over. Because she looks up to Kandi because Kandi has a family. Marlo said this to Kandi, like, you're very close-knit with your family. Because remember, Marlo's family, they're not close. She has all this drama going on.
Yeah, she did say that.
She's kind of looking for a friend that has that, which at this time is Kandi. And kind of like, oh, you never invited me to come over. Like, trying to give them some sense of family unity. And maybe if she don't have it, she probably feels like, if I have friends that have it, maybe they can get it from them. So that's what Marlo had said before. Like, she was trying to become closer with Kandi so her sons could get some sense of family and also maybe get some advice from Kandi as far as raising kids, because she tried to get advice also from Sheree. So I see what Marlo was trying to say to Sheree, to Kandi, but at the same time, how true friends are they to Kandi? See, that's the thing. We don't know.
But then I feel like when you're friends, especially like as we all get older, like things need to be better, and you can't be at a standstill. And that's the part that I hate. Like, I don't want to keep the cycle going of bad friends. Like, it has to stop. And if I'm calling you out on it now, don't call me out on it now. And I'm calling you out on it.
Well, I'm calling you out too. I'm calling somebody out too.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. But don't do it now that I'm telling you about my problem. I'm telling you about how I feel. And that's what I hate about people. And I say that all the time. Like, if I'm coming to you with a problem, don't come to me at the same time I'm coming to you about a problem you had a year or two ago. Like, you should be coming to me when you had the problem, not to play tit for tat. But okay, if you feel I'm a bad friend, where do we go from here? Are we going to keep being bad to each other? How did it stop?
I think Kandi's point was, you want me to be friends and call you and see how you're doing, but you guys are not doing it for me, because it's hand in hand. If I'm calling you when there's issues, you need to call me whenever I'm going through something. I don't know what Kandi's been going through, but I feel like Kandi, I can't say she's not a good friend, because from what we know, social media, she has friends she's had for years, like Tiny. She had a friend on the show. She said she's good to a friend to Kenya. I don't think she's not a good friend. I think she wants the same thing back. Like, oh, if I'm a good friend, I'm checking on you, I'm saying you're doing, you need to do the same thing. And they're telling her, oh, you're not checking up on me, but they're not checking up on Kim, because this is how I see it. There are certain friends that you have in your life where, like, oh, they good, they're married, she got her businesses. Like, I can't even got no truck problems. We don't need to check up on her. She good. We don't need to check up on her. But she needs to check up on us, because we're the ones that's going through stuff day to day in our lives. Like, Marlo got her own issues, Sheree's had her own issues. But in their heads, I think they feel like they don't have to check on Kandi. And what Kandi, I think, was trying to say, but didn't, because she got all emotional, like she really always does.
Frustrated. I'm getting frustrated because I've tried to ask both of y'all and just
I'm gonna give you a hug.
why do y'all keep throwing it at me like I'm saying moving forward, Kandi? Like, oh my God, it's so annoying.
It's more so, you guys haven't been checking up on me, so I don't have to check up on you. But in their heads, they're probably thinking, well, you ain't got nothing for us to check up on. Like, some friends are like that. They feel like, I don't call you if I feel everything's going good with you. And Kandi might be with those friends. I don't care if anything is good with me or not. You need to still call me and say, hey, what's up? What's going on? So I think that's what it was. But all in all, Marlo's not a good friend. Because if that was the case, you shouldn't have said, she said all this stuff behind Kandi's back. She's feeling type of about Kandi, but then you're going to go to her and be like, oh, well, you need to be a good friend to me, blah, blah. Like,
well, I think I will forgive Marlo for that. Like, even though it was harsh and stuff that she said, it was harsh, but she said it out of anger. Like, a lot of times we get mad at our friends, we are going to say stuff out of anger. I don't think it was just like, I don't think it was initiated from like, she's just talking about her because she feels she's a bitch and she don't think she's a terrible person. She did it out of anger because she was mad about, her not being a good friend or whatever. So to me, it's like, yeah, now I'm in a moment because you're not a good friend to me, which doesn't give it listen, that's not an excuse to be taught that.
That's not a good friend.
No, but the way, that's what I'm saying. She went too like hard. Like, to me, I would be angry. Like, yeah, what kind of friend she is? She acting like real bitchy or something. Like, I would say something like that, but I wouldn't be talking about her character, her man.
So that's not a good friend.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Stuff. Shut the friend.
Yeah, that part. But we can't forget the part about why was Marlo mad in the beginning. Like, she didn't just get mad from nothing.
The whole thing about Sheree, which to me is still not a good friend. Because if I'm calling somebody, I know it's, they haven't been checking up on me. I'm gonna be like, yo, you haven't been checking up on me. What's going on? But Marlo, the whole thing is Marlo did her extend herself to Kandi.
Yeah.
You remember the episodes of saying,
she reminds me, yeah.
But you gotta understand, there's certain time, and I think Kandi might see how Marlo moves. And there are certain people that want to be your friend, and you're just like, I gotta keep you right here because I don't know if this is gonna work out as for us.
Yeah.
So Kandi might be like, you know what, Marlo's wanting me to be her friend and want all this stuff from me, but I don't really want to be her friend like that. I don't really trust her. Like, her and Marlo's been back and forth. So Kandi may not want to be Marlo's friend. Everybody don't want to say it, and she's just like real standoffish, and Marlo's not getting it, or Marlo's even more upset that the fact that Kandi's not willing to be more of a friend to her. I think that's where it lies. And now that she's seeing Marlo and Sheree building this bond, she's like, you know what? I'm not really feeling Sheree either, because if she's that cool with Marlo, eventually they're going to tag team and say something behind my back. So I think that's what happened. And I kind of understand Kandi, because And look what happened.
But I still feel that I think her and Sheree do work it out. Like I think they did have some kind of resolution. But I still think like, yeah, Marlo is going way too far. Like we're gonna get into that later because I just think she goes too deep where it's a point of no return. But I think with Sheree, at the end of the day, she still should have called Sheree when she found out she was crying. I'm sorry,
Yes.
that part, I'm not, like, that part needs to be fixed. I don't care. You can't bring up something about a year ago how I wasn't a friend to you, whatever. You knew I was crying and you didn't call me. So that part, I don't care. We need to fix it. Acknowledge my feelings, validate them. So then we can fix it and move on. Like, I don't want to keep with the back and forth. You did this to me. You did that. Like, fine. Like, let's take care of, you knew I was in pain and you didn't call me. And let's fix it.
I think that part she should call Sheree, but I don't know what's going on Marlo this season of this whole Kandi friendship thing, because all these years that she's been on the show, she never seemed like she really was trying to be friends with Kandi. Like, what is it about this season that she all of a sudden is so into this friendship with Kandi? Like, I don't get it.
Yeah. And that's what Kandi spoke about on her speak on it afterwards. Like, she was basically saying, like, Marlo's really not that into her. That's what I was saying, like, a little while ago, was that I really believe that Marlo, even though, like, how you're saying she was trying to ask about her, her nephews and stuff and getting advice from Sheree and Kandi and one invite and stuff, I still don't think she was that into Kandi, and I don't think it affected her that much. I'm sure she mentioned it, like we all gonna mention it. Like, I play around sometimes when I be like, oh wait, I heard you having a party, you didn't invite me. Like, to me, it's like, okay, I don't care. Like, unless it's like a real tight friend of mine and I really feel a little hurt. But a lot of times I say it out of joking and not really even caring, like, if you invite me or whatever the case, invite me to your house. So I think Marlo was kind of on that type of time, the same things. But I think when Sheree had a beef, I think that's when she kind of just aligned with Sheree to be team Sheree and against Kandi. And I think a part of it is playing her position as a peach holder. She wants to maintain that peach, and I give it to her. Make them work for their check. I give it to her.
Yeah. And then later on, we'll discuss something she said. Like, you could see she really doesn't care about being that much friends with Kandi. Which is like, oh, who cares? What's going to happen? I'm not going to be on 5 stars hotel.
Yeah, that's what,
She really doesn't care that much. But again, I think she extended herself, and Kandi was just like, and she's like, well, forget her. And then now that she has someone to kind of piggyback off how she probably really feels about Kandi as a friend, which is Sheree, she's kind of like Team Sheree. So I think that's what that is. But I agree with Kandi. She should have been trying to be close with Marlo. Now, Sheree, on the other hand, maybe they could savage their friendship.
Yeah, I think so too. I agree. But yeah, she started crying and they didn't have any kind of resolution. Well, they hugged, but I think it was still kind of phony.
I didn't like Kandi in this episode. She didn't take accountability. We'll go more into other
stuff.
I
feel like she doesn't. We'll talk about it.
I feel like she doesn't this episode, she didn't take accountability.
Yeah, she just doesn't. Even when I was listening to her speak on it today, and it's like, not to speak on it, they did an after show. We'll talk about that too. Bravo.
Who was on it, Kandi?
Kandi, I love when Bravo does the after shows, because what they do is after the episodes, they all get together. Well, not all of them, but they have like 2 of them in separate rooms. And they haven't had it in like months, like this whole season and last season. So this time it's back. So they were talking about this past episode today.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Yeah, so she still didn't take accountability, but yeah. But moving right along, the next scene is Sanya cooking with her mom, cooking the salmon.
That looked good. That food looked good.
It did. For her to not know what she was doing, the mother was like, put the fire up higher. And I was like, okay, this came out looking nice. Garnishes and stuff. And then the mother watched the son. Then, what's his name? Ron?
What is husband? I don't know.
Yeah. Tanya's husband. He came in. And then she kind of broke the news to him, basically, like,
You think you would resent me if we didn't have another child?
I don't know. Honestly, don't know.
She doesn't want to have another kid, and he did not look happy. He's not letting up off that. And I don't know. I feel her. I feel him. I don't know. But he's gonna have resentment, it seems like.
So I didn't know they only had 1 child. So for some reason, I thought they had 2. So when she was talking, I was like, well, what the hell is the big deal with this man? They already got 2 kids. But later on, when she spoke to Drew and she mentioned only having 1 kid.
Yeah.
Because I was Team Sanya when she was saying, I don't want to have any more kids, when I thought she had 2. Now, when she said she had 1, that's when I was like, like, we'll go, I'm going to go forward and I'm going to rewind and go back. But when Drew was saying, oh, you had to make your husband happy, I was like, So now, moving to this scene, it was now that I know she has 1 child, I'm not in agreement with what Drew said. You had to make your husband happy. Yeah. But I, in her situation, this is how I would approach it. Instead of saying I wouldn't have any more kids. Because 1, it's 1 kid. The kid needs a sibling. He's a man. You say you don't want any kids. Trust me, there are millions of women watching because he's not a bad looking man. He'll get any other.
He is good. I think he's one of the best looking ones. I was looking at him. I was like, oh.
Better than Drew's husband? Oh.
You think Drew? I like him. No, I like Sanya's husband better than Drew's husband.
He got a little swag, like
which one? Sanya?
Sanya's husband. He's a little more.
Drew's husband, he's too corny to me with the manipulation. Now, Sanya's husband, he doesn't say a lot. I just feel like his presence says a lot. I like that energy.
Not saying much. I don't know if he's Jamaican, but I like Drew's husband's like physically, but Sanya's husband overall, I like his swag. It's more like he has a presence.
Yes.
So I like it. So when going back to her saying no, not having kids, how I would approach it, because again, having kids is a lot. And she's saying, and the way she was saying she has so much to do and everything, I was like, that's why I thought she had 2 kids. I was like, wow, she's saying all this stuff about 1 kid. I don't know how old he is, but I think he was like a toddler. I understand, but I would approach it different. I would have told him, look, you want to have more kids? Well, I'm going to need more help. We're going to need a nanny. I'm going to need somebody to help me.
No, but that's what he wasn't reading. I don't know. I just think that's what she was saying.
No, but the thing is, she just said, I don't want to have any more kids.
No.
She said she don't have more kids. To him, she mentioned that she's being tired, even though the house has 10 people, she don't have help. But overall, it seems like she just doesn't even want to have another one. That's how I got it from.
I didn't interpret it like that. I interpreted it like even in the confessional, like beside the confessional, she said it to him too about not being home. But I'm just saying, like, maybe, some people have different understandings and you kind of got to drive it home. Like you're talking to a kid when it comes to communication. So maybe it wasn't absorbing in him, but I guess with the confessional, us on the outside, and I'm sure she's told him, like, she needs more help. She's saying she didn't feel like she's getting a lot of help even with the 1 kid. So she's saying he's never home. She's trying to tell him, like, I need you home. I want you here. Like, help me out. And he's still like, he wasn't like giving her any type of comfort.
Well, okay. So 1, because they have a business. They have this limousine business, so he's always in some other state. I'm like, you sure he ain't got no other woman? But hey,
exactly.
That's me, because she said he's away more than half of the year. He probably got a whole family, somewhere.
And he would not be getting a second kid if you like that. If you're not telling me, you expected me to raise the kid. So no, I agree with her, because he's not saying the proper things to even convince her.
But I think with her, it's not so much help. She wants him there. And it's different. You can have all the nannies in the world, but if you want your baby's father or husband there to help you raise, I think she has a boy, be there, the disciplinary and everything else, you need him there, not a nanny. Yeah. And at this point, he's trying to say, oh, so because of my job, you can't give me another kid. And she's saying, if you can't be here, I can't have another kid. But if that's the job that's bringing in the money, I don't know what Sanya's doing for financially for herself and for the family. So I get what she's saying. I get it. So if you can't even help me with this kid, and she kind of said it, but didn't say too much, because she seems like the type of person that's not gonna throw her husband under the bus, kind of like he wasn't there for her emotionally when she was pregnant. So she probably had a bad experience the first time. Like, this nigga was not there. He didn't go to most of the doctor's visit. He wasn't rubbing my feet and my back when I was pregnant. He wasn't making me feel beautiful. So she's thinking, I'm going to go through this a second time. Emotionally, I was by myself. She said that he wasn't there for her emotionally. Physically, he wasn't there. So he made her have a bad experience the first time. So she's like, oh, hell no. I gotta do this a second time.
Yeah.
Raise 2 kids on my own 90% of the time, and being pregnant and going through that same emotional stress. Because you could tell she didn't have a really good connection with him when she was pregnant. But at the same time, she didn't want to give too much away and say a lot of negative stuff about her husband, because probably her parents only, who knows what they know. So that point, I get it, but he didn't reassure her in any type of way.
Yeah, that's what she was looking for. I know if he would have said, if he said them keywords, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna lay back. Like maybe we can figure out something. Maybe he can stay. I'm sure they can work the business or do something, with the management and hire somebody else, do something. Yeah. But he needs to say those key things to her to reassure her. And I think that's what's missing. That's all to me, that's all he needed to do. And he didn't do that. That whole conversation that they had over dinner, he did not say anything to bring her comfort that he would be there. So I'm with her. I still thinking, even when they went on the after show, I don't know if you saw Watch What Happens Live, he was the bartender and she was the guest. And Andy did ask her again, like, what's the status of you having another baby? And you could just tell she was just like, I don't even want to talk about it. Like, she was just like, we good, but I don't know, it's still up in the air. So
she's getting older. But again, if he wasn't there for the first time, he didn't set a good example.
Exactly.
He didn't really show her, like, this is how I'm going to be for you for any other type of pregnancy. So she probably was traumatized for the first time. I'm not doing this with him. I already got one. He's hardly here. And when he's here, he ain't here. Because he could be there physically, but he's still not here. Presence. So in a way, she said she don't want. But what I was very when she was like, oh, are you going to resent me if I don't have another one? And he basically was like, I don't know. That lets me know he is going to resent her. And she said, well, am I going to resent him if I have another one? Because she has another one, she might resent him and the baby.
Yeah. Especially like with the postpartum and stuff. Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. Especially with like postpartum and then he's not there. Like what if he tells her he's going to be there? She's thinking he's going to be there, then he can't. Something comes up with the business. Like she's right. I'm with her on this.
Good one too, because how did she trust him? He could just sing, yeah, I'm going to be there. And then when the baby comes, she's not. Now she's resenting the kid, resenting you. Right now, this doesn't sound good to me.
It doesn't. They need to not.
Structures the whole business, but right now they need counseling to figure out what they're gonna do. But either way, one of them is gonna resent one. She's gonna resent him, or he's gonna resent her, or he's gonna have a baby with somebody else. If he really wants kids, if he really like and I get it, he probably don't want to be just one kid. I understand.
I know. I think what his thing is, he really wants, I think he wants a girl. Like, I think even before the boy, like that's what he emphasized in one of the episodes previously, that he wants to be a girl dad. He always wanted a girl.
Well, that's stupid too, because you can't predict what you're gonna have unless they try to do one of those types of pregnancies.
Yeah.
I don't know. You got that was stupid too. It's just like, what's her husband's name again? Ray. I forgot her husband's name. Drew's husband.
Oh, I don't know. I forgot. Now it escaped. I was just thinking about it before.
Yeah, Drew's husband was like, yeah, because he really Rob. I don't remember saying. He really wanted Ralph.
Yeah, I know it's for the R. Yes.
He really wanted to have a girl, so I had another one. That didn't make no name unless they did some pregnancy and picked the gender. But like, how do you know what you're gonna have just because he wants a girl? Okay, let me get pregnant so you can have a girl. You don't know what you're gonna have. So that
I know, have 5 boys or keep trying.
Yeah. So then I don't know. So and then Sanya talk about he's not around and he wants a girl. Girls need their dads and stuff like that. So I don't know. I think with her for now, I agree with her. I wouldn't have no other kid.
Me too. I'm with Sanya on this. We just gotta figure it out. But the next scene was Sheree figuring out how she bought Sheree when she was home with the joggers. You're not into Sheba Sheree?
No, move her right.
You don't have faith in Sheba Sheree?
Then I don't know. And when she went, then when Drew's drop it with Drew thing, she had like mats and cups and tights. I was like, I could get that Amazon.com. Like I didn't see nothing for me. But
but I think she's made a name. I think she needs to get some type of I don't know what you call those people, like, because she can be the ambassador of it. She can be her own ambassador. But one of those people that will like promoters or whatever they do to kind of revamp it and put it out there.
Business management. That's who she was FaceTiming, a business management.
Well, they need to get on it because I think it really has a lot of potential because everybody knows she by Sheree. I wouldn't do the whole fashion, elegant line or whatever she was doing before with the dresses.
So what is she doing?
I would do fitness like what she's doing. I think that's a great idea.
I don't like it.
Because that's her. She's really into fitness.
She should just be a trainer or something. Let her go to training or I don't know. I wouldn't buy her.
I ain't being no trainer. If I'm like, I think now it's all about passive income. I ain't trying to get out there in the trenches training people.
Yeah, like, but I see myself buying more fashionable stuff. Like when she had that blue jacket, I think it was blue and it had the fur. Not the fur, it had like the big shoulder arms. I like that. I could see because I could see more I see more fashion stuff than
I don't see her as a fashion icon though. Like I don't think fashion is her forte. I think fitness is for her. Fitness is still a $1 billion industry. I do not see her as a fashion, as anyone into fashion. I don't like some of her fashions.
I think she needs to just give up the whole she by Sheree.
No, this has potential. She get her a little, whatever you call them, a marketing strategist. I think she revamps it, put it out there, put some really good quality products out there. I think this could be something.
Really? Those 99 drinking cups, 99 cents drinking cups she had.
But it's not about the drinking cup. It's about the name behind it.
What is she going to be doing with She by Sheree now? It's not clothes because she was talking about fabric. That's fabric for.
I think she's doing fitness, like joggers and a fitness line.
I'll see, maybe.
And she's a look at her. She looks great. She can be the face of that, and I would buy into it because of the way she looks. And then the She by Sheree, the name itself, I think it just has a lot of potential where she can run with it.
I do like the name, but I don't know.
And everyone knows it now because it's been so long in the works. It's like everyone knows it. So I just think if she gets it out there in the right type of way and she executes everything with a brand strategist, I think it has a lot of potential.
Maybe like hoodies, tights.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not too interested. I'm not. I mean, maybe because I'm not that much into fitness clothes. Like I just throw on any pair of tights and any shirt, and I work at the gym. I'm not into like.
A lot of people are into like not just. I mean, looking good, but the whole like. I do. If I know I'm going out with a group, I'm a part of a marathon, or I like to feel good when I'm out. So, and I think there's a lot of people like that when they go to the gym. And as far as when I look on Amazon, the money that people are making off little masks they get from China and stuff like that, you just put your brand name on it. They making money hand over fist. That's why I feel like Sheree could definitely do it because I see the money that's being made when I use my little software to see what products I should be doing next. The money is crazy.
Well, we'll wait and see. But like I said, I'm not interested. I don't know. I'll wait and see. But this is like 4 years, 5 years in the making.
But that's what I'm saying. She has a lot of people have expectations, the jokes, the nosiness. That's when I would come out like bam with quality products. It's a long time coming, but it was worth the wait.
Well, those products she had to drop it like a Jew. Those are not. She shouldn't have promoted those stuff because I was like, they look cheap, but that's my opinion.
It can become something. I'm with you, Sheree, on that. Next scene was I think it was the nephews, Marlo and her nephews, and I guess it was nothing. I don't know. You might have been gushing over that.
No, I didn't gush. It was more so her saying, "Oh, okay, she's putting them to work," and she said they haven't been listening and stuff like that. And I was just thinking, is Marlo getting counseling for her boys? That was it. They probably need some type of counseling, but there was nothing. Yeah. You're just working with them, having them work.
Yeah, it was nothing of importance.
It was nothing big, no.
Yeah. Then the candle making scene was the next scene with Kandi. The candle making with Kenya, Kandi, and Manyetta.
Yeah. So, of course, Kandi again brought up the Kandi brought up the
Yeah, I think she was talking to she was talking to Monyetta Shaw, because Monyetta Shaw, who used to be married to Neil, she just got remarried, and I guess Kandi gave her like a basket of like her candy closet
stuff.
Oh yeah, okay, yes.
So she, told what happened. Well, she was saying what happened, and Kenya then was saying how she felt about the whole thing. But again, the Kandi's friend was like she looked like she was agreeing with what Kenya said. I just didn't like I don't understand, and I don't like the fact that Kandi cannot take accountability for that.
I know.
I'm sorry, Kenya. I'm sorry you felt this way. I didn't think it was that bad, blah, blah. She was getting very upset and very defensive about it. I'm like,
yes.
Why?
And that's what Kenya said in the after show that I watched today too. And she was just like,
we as friends will not always 100% agree on anything. Yeah. And it's okay to disagree, but what you should not ever do is invalidate the way you made me feel.
You can still, respect my feelings. If I'm uncomfortable, I'm uncomfortable. That's it. It should be no coming up with excuses from years ago when I was, I might have been wild years ago. Maybe I'm changed now. But even the analogies that Kandi is mentioning, I'm just like, is Kandi like dumb? Like, because the analogies that she's mentioning about, you even said in front of the husbands that you would sleep with me.
I don't understand. I was like very annoyed by the whole thing. Like, all you had to be like, oh, okay, I'm sorry, you forgot to pay. Like, Kenya made a good point. You had half-naked people walking around my neighborhood. Like, what if the neighbors saw this? Like, what the hell is this woman having like some orgy at her house? Like, a dominatrix? Like, what is happening here?
Like Kandi and Kenya says is like they do, friends do have disagreements, but I don't know. I wouldn't be feeling that, like how she's still not letting up off that. She really feel a ways about it. I wouldn't let it like get in the way of our friendship, but I just wouldn't like that you're not respecting my feelings about not wearing these panties around other people's husbands and they controlling the panties. Yeah. Like, and like Marlo, not Marlo, like Kenya was saying was that, she's had a lot of things going on in the past. She mentioned, I don't think she mentioned it on this show, but she did on the after show. And she was saying that she had a lot of things going on with, remember Phaedra's husband, Apollo?
That's what I said. You remember I mentioned it last video?
Yeah, she said that.
It was just like all this empty rhetoric about me flirting with Apollo, me doing this with Apollo, me doing the inappropriate things with men. And
since we left Anguilla, you've been trying to get with me. I was in LA at the Beverly Wilshire. She was trying to get with me.
And it just blew out of control.
She said that. And she mentioned that. And she said, like, people are already looking at her sideways. And now you're going to have husbands, like, arousing, stimulating her, like, and it's just inappropriate. All of not just for her, but it makes it worse because of her past history and the rumors.
Well, the rumors that happened in the past with Phaedra and Apollo and Kenya caused those rumors herself. She was very inappropriate. She was very. Well,
she said, but Apollo made up stuff though too.
Oh yeah, he had said other stuff, but she used to flirt with the man. A lot of stuff. Not a lot of stuff, but the whole jump in the pool hole, him holding her, his hand on her butt.
Yeah.
She's flirting with the guy. So she's now realized what she did wrong, everything else, and trying to fix it. But I just didn't like the fact that Kandi did not just say, I'm sorry, I know you felt that way, I apologize, and just leave it. She was so defensive.
Yeah, that's okay.
It has anything to do with a product that has to do with her business. Then why she's taking it so personal, so upset. I couldn't understand. Like, just apologize and then move on. I think that's what Kenya wanted to get from Kandi. You taking accountability for your actions and you actually apologizing, because I felt it was wrong and Kandi wasn't.
Yes, and accept how I feel and don't bring up past history. I'm a new woman now with a child and all of this other stuff going on. Like, even if I was doing things inappropriate then, what does that got to do with now and me telling you that's not something I want to do? I have a right to change my mind and feel the way I feel today and feel about another way yesterday. And then the analogies, like I said, I just didn't think that they made sense. When she said, she was talking about sleeping with me and the husbands were there. Like, what does that got to do with your man stimulating my vagina? Like, me talking about sleeping with you.
Kandi's friend didn't seem to agree with it either. Like, she was like, Chicago
Yeah,
was
but then
almost
she kind of like, she still was kind of kissing Candy's ass a little bit because when Candy was like, don't try to act all brand new now. And then Manetta was like, no, we see eye to eye.
Don't you try to get goody-goody on me.
Not only that, Manetta,
You know, we here.
the damn girl with her.
Like she kind of was still kind of like,
I'm not mad, but
yeah.
But eventually, Kenya let it go. I think at this point, Kenya should just let it go because she's not going to get the apology she wants from Kenya.
Yeah.
So let her go. And now you know what type of friend you have, that she's not going to take up accountability for certain things.
Yeah, I wouldn't like it. So the next scene, dropping it with Drew. They driving up. I wasn't feeling how they just started going in on her business as soon as they drove up.
What? Oh, there goes her sign. There goes her sign right there. Drew went and printed out the thing from FedEx.
Then Kandi said, "Oh, is this really Drew's business?" And they show like it was like a empty lot, empty space, and all of a sudden it looks like it was her business. But I don't think she said it was her business. She was having an event. You could have an event anywhere.
That's what I'm saying. That's still a success to bring people out and help people, and still people are coming out. It was a lot of people there.
Yeah. So then they started working out, and you know, like Sheree made some commentary in the confessional saying, "Oh, Drew can't keep up. I still see why she's shaped like a muffin or something." She said about
a busted can. I laughed at that. A busted can of biscuits. Now that is funny because I don't know what's going on with Drew's shape. Listen, we all got different shapes. We all are women, beautiful women, and she's a beautiful woman too. But yeah, it's a little. She's getting there though.
So used to the big butt, the small waist in Atlanta.
Yeah, light bulb.
So I won't say natural because we know Drew had some surgery, but somewhat natural where she doesn't have the fake butt and do all that stuff. That they can't just accept that this is her natural shape. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, Drew never made it seem like her body was banging. She never did that. But for Sheree to say that, I was like, oh my God, that was not nice at all, Sheree.
It's not, but I guess the part about her having, you know, Sheree, though, I just look at Sheree as such, like, I love Sheree's shape. I love the way, like, she works out. She's,
now, do you know, that's Sheree's butt is real.
I know, because where did that come from? I don't remember.
She
like,
had a booty, but she probably did some little tweaks here and there. Because I was like,
or maybe it's the She by Sheree leggings. That's what she wants us to believe when she said those are what she has on, and it might pull your lift and pull. I don't know.
I don't want it to lift and pull anything. I want to see how I look so I can work out what I need to work out. Because if it look good at the gym with them tights when I go to the gym, I won't know what I need to work on.
She's looking good. I give it to Sheree.
She looked good. And even if she did do butt fillers or whatever crap to her butt, it doesn't look bad.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't. It doesn't look like a
proportion because she has the thickness to go with it. So it doesn't look bad. So regardless of what she did to her butt, it doesn't.
And she shouldn't be talking about anybody, but I do believe like she can talk because she has that brick house body. I give it to her. And so then Sanya and Drew kind of hugged it out. Sanya seemed like a little bit genuine, but I still don't trust Sanya.
Yeah, and I thought that's kind of weird. How do you go from arguing like that to like, I mean, it was like, I guess not pettiness, and also hugging each other. And I was like, okay, fine. Then their stupid beef is over, moving right along. So they apologize, moving right along. But the part when Kandi was talking to her friend and Marlo passed right by her, that happened too. So at first I was like, well, maybe Marlo didn't see her, but Marlo did eventually say, yeah, I saw you from the side of my eye. So I was like, well, why the hell did she say hi to Kandi? You just went to the sauna event with this woman, talk about we need to be friends.
And y'all cried together. Like, come on now. Like, why would there was no reason.
Yeah, so that didn't make any sense to me. Like, why would Marlo do that?
Yeah, Marlo's giving me a little crazy vibes. I don't know. Sometimes she's seeming a little, I'm with her because we both Aquarius. But I don't got that little crazy tick like that. I think I'm very like calm manner when it comes to like my friends and trying to work things out. So I don't know what's going on with Marlo and acting like that out of nowhere. Like you just cried it out with Kandi I thought y'all were like kind of better, and then you just like walk right past her, act like you don't see her, and then you trying to act like she seemed to have like laser focus on something, like she has somewhere to go. Like you're here to work out, like we all are. Where are you rushing off to act like you don't see me?
Yeah, and didn't pay Kandi any mind, didn't say anything.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, that defeats your speech. Like this confirms why Kandi was like, I don't trust you looking with the side eye.
But Sanya goes up to Ralph. I think, did we pass that part? The scene with
wasn't really important. I don't know why she went to.
I don't know why she went up to Ralph of all people. I just didn't understand that part. Like, why are you asking Ralph for his advice on whether your man should have and whether you and your husband should have a kid? Like, Ralph is always gonna be like, I just think he looks down on women. Like, he's not the right person to ask.
Yeah,
because he's gonna want like a baby making machine, a stay at home barefoot. That's the type of man he strikes me as.
Well, when she went to talk to him, I thought she was gonna talk about her relationship with Drew. That's what I thought. Like,
yeah, that was
when
weird.
She went to him, I'm like, I wouldn't go something like that. I wouldn't go. I mean, I would probably maybe get a male's perspective on anything my husband's listening, but not him. But I think the reason they have a friendship. She mentioned Ralph and her husband are cool, so she's probably thinking like, let me get any insight of what he may think, because she may think her husband spoke to him about it or said something. Trying to get some additional information.
Yeah,
I think that's why she probably spoke to him, but it was pointless.
It was. Next, I think the next one was when Kandi
spoke to Marlo. And Kat's like, oh, you walk right past me, and I heard you were saying stuff about me. And they didn't really get into it, because that's when she was like, look, this is Drew's event. We'll talk about it after. So they didn't really, they looked like they were about to start, but then it kind of like ended there.
Yeah.
And then and then when they started working out, Drew could not keep up. Sanya was able to keep up. And I'm like, I mean, they were making fun of Drew, but I mean, the girl couldn't. You're supposed to be dropping it with Drew.
Yeah, it's her business, but I don't know. I feel like
to kind of get in shape. I actually, if I was there, would have liked to see her also somewhat like struggling like me. Like,
yeah,
I don't want to see.
I think it's relatable.
But they kept saying all the classes that they did was too advanced. It wasn't really for beginners. And of course, Marlo said, "Oh, I don't work out. I get lipo." So she's not really a workout person. It seems like Sheree is a workout person. Who else was there? I don't know about Sanya. She's supposed to be Miss 4 gold medalist. She seemed like she was struggling herself. But they made fun of Drew, and then of course, now Kenya walks in. I think that's no way. Kandi rushes out because somebody was, I don't know, sitting in front of her
breaking
house.
He was at the gate. I think he threw a bag over, jumped over the gate. I just feel like they made it more dramatic than it needed to be.
I thought about you when I saw that scene, because I was thinking about the Hills.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, they're gonna drag this.
Yeah.
So they didn't drag it too much, but I mean, it is a little bit scary if your kids are home with the nanny or friend and you're hearing there's a stranger man lurking around your house. It is a scary thing, but that didn't have to be added on to there. But
yeah, they got him right. It looked like they got him right up out of there within like minutes. The cops came. He got out. He don't even look like he went beyond the gates.
And then when they showed the camera, he was talking about, oh, he's related to Beyonce, and then something about Beyonce, then I'm T.I.'s son. It was just weird. But, you can't take those things too lightly. There's too many nutcases out there.
True.
So, and then you have your kid and stuff like that. So, I mean, it was, I guess, a valuable scene, I guess. So then here comes Kenya basically walking in late since after all the workout happened. And they interrogated that businesswoman.
Oh my God.
Jackie, you own all the locations. Yeah, so you brought Drew in. Yeah.
And it was like you said, Drew's the face of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But Drew kind of looks stupid there.
I just think that's another reason. Like, I just hate the way that they are like downing her business and belittling it. I just don't like it. They did that today too on an after show. when the producer was asking about dropping it with Drew, and they went in on her business, and Kandi too.
This is after the show. This is not What Happens Live.
No, because they have an after. It's called the Bravo After Show. They stopped doing it for like a little while.
Oh, it usually comes on YouTube.
Yeah. Yes. YouTube.
Oh, it's not on TV. You didn't see this on TV. This was on YouTube.
Okay. This was on YouTube. Yes.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Kandi was like, be honest, Drew. Be honest. This isn't your business. Like, why are you so like, I just don't understand why are they so fixated on saying that's not her business. Like, if she's the face of the business, that's what she's trying to represent. Why are you like out in her business like that? Like,
I think it's because I don't feel like it's hate just because she made it seem like it was her business. Like the way Drew came off, yeah, my business. I have a business and I'm doing this and this is my business. So they kind of, bitch, it's not your business. Be honest. I think if Drew came out in the beginning, said, look, I'm partnering with this. She did mention I have a partner, but she made it seem like it was her business, her dream. Oh, we started this. It was a woman's business. The woman basically told him everything. She had this business for 5 years. She needed someone to represent in the Atlanta area. She picked Drew of all people. I don't know why she should have.
That's what they said too on the after show.
They picked Drew. They should have picked Sheree. You know, somebody who's already fit, but I guess they wanted to show somebody who's not that fit getting fit. So that made more sense because Sheree's already fit.
That's what Marlo said, but you know, she had shade with it.
Oh, so I gotta look at that show. So I think if Drew was honest from the beginning, they wouldn't be coming at her the way that they are. And I get it. I mean, what they're doing is really wrong, but in a way it's not, because you came in there acting like I'm a boss. Yeah, I have a business. I'm doing this. I'm trying to be an entrepreneur. I am an entrepreneur. So they break her down like, bitch,
but
please.
To me, I thought it was because she had an agreement with but the girl admitted it too, the partner, Jackie. She did admit it too. Like, no, this is my business. I started 5 years ago. I partnered up and I brought her on board afterwards. So I guess it wasn't an agreement, because I don't know if I hired somebody and then everybody's down the business. It's like where, like, the money is just, I just feel like they ruining what Drew was getting paid for by making it seem like she shouldn't be in this position to work out. It's a whole sham. Like, I just wouldn't, as a business person, if I was the partner, I would be upset that they down in the business like this.
Oh, probably now she is. Now that she's seen this show, because that show was supposed to also give her some, advertisement.
Yeah.
Now, but this episode they showed kind of like show that there is something. Like, oh, okay, it's a workout. This is what's happening, compared to when Drew didn't know what the hell to say when they interrogated her.
Mm-hmm.
This episode kind of showed you, wow, it's just a fitness camp, basically. But Drew, what they're doing to Drew, first I thought it was like, oh, damn, they really putting her down. But no, you did this to yourself. Because you felt like you had to show the women you a businesswoman too. You start your own business, blah, blah. You want to show off. And they just blew you out the water. So I don't feel bad for her at all. Just be honest. You don't have a business.
I mean, that's true. From that perspective, I get what you're saying. Like, when you faking it and saying, like, she probably should have just said, especially when the partner's admitting it too. Like, it's not like y'all have a workout with, a plan where you're saying this is your business and I'm the silent partner. Like, I get it, but that woman is not the silent partner. Like, she's admitted everything.
That's her business. And I don't think, and when she keeps saying it's our business, the woman didn't say it, but it's not. I don't think the woman said, here's 50% of my business that I've been working on for the last 5 years. She's paying you to be the face. She's paying you money to be
a brand ambassador.
So you're probably getting 20, whatever, 50,000, whatever, and probably getting some money on whoever you're bringing in. Like, she probably every person you bring, you get 10% or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But that is not your business. At the end of the day, when it's time to file taxes, she'll be filing taxes and get all the benefits from that business. Not true, Sonora. So a business that you're part of. Not it's my business. The way she made it seem like she's starting up her own business.
Yeah, she did say that too on the after show.
This is my business.
Yeah.
I have a partner, but it's like, it's my business that I'm starting and I have a partner. or we're doing it together. We start together. I don't believe it's something that's been happening for opening for 5 years. She has a Chicago location, multiple locations. You think, I mean, unless she decides to partner up with you in the Atlanta business.
Yeah, and then she was saying on the after show that when Kandi was like, be honest, like, and then she said that Kandi noticed like the timelines weren't adding up. I guess the girl had said when she was on the show and she said she lost 100 pounds. Drew made it seem like she helped the girl lose 100 pounds. But the girl had already lost 100 pounds like a year or so ago. But Drew told them they started the business a year ago. But when they spoke to the girl, remember the lady, she said, I started this business 5 years ago. And then the lady that she brought up and was like, give her a round of applause. She lost 100 pounds. She lost 100 pounds more than a year ago, where Drew had nothing to do with that. So that's what Kandi's issue was today. I still don't think they should be putting all that on blast, but she was basically like, the timelines are not adding up. Even with you saying that you lost 25 pounds. Remember, Drew said she lost 25 pounds in 3 weeks. They were saying
Timelining.
My math don't be mathing all the time, but I told y'all. Oh my gosh, I swear I'm blue in the face. I told y'all, yes, I'm the ambassador. So I was approached by Jackie, who was like a longtime family friend. She eats, breathes, and sleeps nutrition, fitness. So initially it was me being the face of it, to motivate people, to get people excited. And it was honestly for me to lose weight, but it was good to, I guess, link with people like-minded that were like, we're gonna be a community, we're gonna support each other, we're gonna root each other on. It was, so like I said, Jackie has fat loss camps. And so it's already a system that was in place that when we launched it, I believe in February, it became Drop It with Drew. It was able to grab a lot more people. So
there was a transferal of power.
Yeah, there was a transfer, honey.
I don't even understand why, of all people, they would get Drew to be the face of. Like, she doesn't even work out.
My math isn't mathing. Like, she kind of just gave in, and she was looking kind of like, I felt a little bad for her as a businesswoman.
And she has lipo too. That's why I said don't lie. You're talking to a woman who owns multiple businesses. You don't think Kandi could see bullshit?
Yeah, because she was calling her out.
Multiple businesses. Talk to Marlo or other people that don't really know what the hell's going on. Like, talk to Sheree with no she by Sheree and bullshit her. But Kandi, you don't think she knows what questions, she knows how to open it, how it works to get a business, what it entails. So you're gonna lie to her. The whole Drew looks stupid at this point. Drew should have just been honest.
It's getting a bad rap on the show. Like, I don't know if it's if that business, the lady Jackie, I don't know if she wants it to do like be trending like this, because it doesn't seem good. Nah, they all messed it up for her. She did too. The way she
no, she messed it up for herself.
Semi, but they just going too hard on her, and they making fun of the place she had it at. Like, they just having jokes on way too much stuff.
I would do the same thing. Don't come here and talk about I got a biz, because Drew's doing it like in a show-off way. If you go back to the other episode when she was the first time talking about this, you would think, oh, look at you doing her thing. Because when I saw it, and if you go on her Instagram and just her talking about, you would think it was her business. Because I was like, well, damn, she's already starting her bit. That's what I saw before I even saw the season, because I heard about this dropping with Drew. So, wow, she's already, capitalizing on this show, and she's already starting her own business. That's what I thought, just from what I saw on social media. So when she got on the show, again, she made it seem like it was her business. I would have broke her down too.
But she did come at Sheree when they started going in with the partner, and she was like,
a lot of talking now that you've grilled my partner here and grilled me about my business. Really? No, really. That's how I feel, because listen, we done waited decades on decades for some businesses. We still waiting for She by Sheree. I mean, the mat today.
And all hell broke loose between Kenya and Marlo
when they start talking about Kandi found out about what I said.
So my question is, do you think Kenya should have told Kandi?
Yeah, I would have told. Yes, I would have told her, especially when they relationship, meaning Kenya and Marlo's relationship, was unraveling. Like, yeah, I would absolutely tell my friend, especially if I'm close. If they close, you know how Kenya and Kandi are close. I absolutely would have told her.
No, I would have too. So after that, they just went back and forth with each other to where she was talking about Kenya's fake ass. Kenya said she's perfect. He brought up Mark. That was just like a dig.
I just didn't like, but I just didn't like the part. I think what triggered Marlo, because she was saying that today, like she felt, and in a confessional, she said it, like she felt like Kenya was poking at her. She keeps poking.
But I hate I let her get me there. But it's like with her, she knows how to poke you, bitch.
But I just think like you can't, like, why are you bringing a gun to like a little knife fight? I wouldn't even consider it a knife fight. Like that's less than a knife fight that Marlo brought a gun to. 2 guns, both barrels. Like,
so you think Kenya is really poking at Marlo?
I think when she started speaking for Kandi, like I just didn't like when she was like,
she ain't with you. That's the end. At the end of the day,
oh my, I'm gonna die. What's gonna happen now?
Like, she was almost like channeling Kandi and speaking for her. I don't like when people do that. Let me and her handle it. I'm gonna handle it with Kandi. That's between me and Kandi, but you're not gonna be her mouthpiece. And then when she's like, she ain't effing with you, and that's when Marlo was like, oh.
But this is my take on it. What did Marlo said Kenya keeps poking at her? What, like, when has this bad happened? To me, I don't know. I feel like Marlo is the one really poking at Kenya.
Yeah, I do think that, but I do think a little bit of like, I think when she said poking at her, I think she was offended by not showing up. I think that triggered some things within Marlo, why, for whatever reason, when they was throwing the thing for Sheree, she kind of aligned with Sheree, and then, you know, Kenya didn't show up. So I just think that kind of like started.
You remember her event too, when she was nitpicking on everything?
Yeah, saying little things, and I just think for whatever reason, she's triggered by Kenya. I don't know why. Like, I just don't think the response that she gave, even though I feel like Kenya was being Kandi's mouthpiece when she should have just calmed it down. She could have just said, yeah, I told her, like, but she didn't have to say she ain't effing with you and whatever. Like Kandi is like the queen of whatever. Like I'm some peon. Like, don't tell me like that. Cause I think that is what triggered Marlo. And then, but Marlo just went ham.
So what happened was that woman, Kandi's friend, who brought it up. What's her name? The one that was married to
Marietta.
She was the one that brought it up to Marlo. Like, oh, wasn't she that one that brought up the whole conversation to Marlo? She was there.
Yeah, I think she added her 2 cents once it was already like on the table, like and out there.
Okay. But they just kept going back and forth. She mentioned Mark. She mentioned Kenya's fake ass.
Hey, what's going on with Mark? Yeah, tell us about Mark, your relationship. Tell us about your fake booty. You're sitting here and you didn't tell Mark you were perfect. Get
Marlo again went below low.
Yeah. And then her justification for it, it's like she's almost seeming like a sociopath to me. Like, it's like you're going, yeah, she's going too far, like, with it. It's almost like you don't even realize like what you're doing, and you're like disconnecting from like reality. It's like, cause you just trying to like get at her. You don't even have no type of emotion about it. Like, that was just too, and then the excuses, the justification that she's coming up with, she keeps poking at me. So, and then remember when I love those editors. Those editors did a great job.
Yes, they did. I'll talk about people's husbands, children, and their mamas.
And she talked about every damn body. Like, come on, like, that's what I'm saying. She's seeming to me like a sociopath. Like, who does that? And then you don't even, and then you literally, I can see if the editors brought it up from a long time ago. Like, but she literally just came out of the dropping with Drew, and when they were inside, just finished going in on Kenya about her husband, about not having a man, and then you talk about, I don't talk about husbands, I don't talk about kids.
That was the weird part. I'm like, she should remember mothers, because that was one of her things she read. So she was like, I don't talk about. I'm like, wait a minute, what is Marlo talking about?
And that's what I'm saying. I get that. She might have forgot about the mother thing or whatever. She's a new person, whatever now. But you just literally left talking about her husband. You literally just walked out and downed her about her husband leaving her.
Exactly. So Marlo again looks like those people that spew her anger and her issues on other people, because now she's going through the issues of her sister. the nephews, but they just don't like each other.
Yeah.
So I already know this was gonna end in disaster.
And then the way Marlo kept getting into her face, like she was getting close. I had to rewind it. I didn't like that part. Don't get in my face either.
Yeah, Kenya stood her ground because she got dragged by Portia. So she's prepared for anything at this point. She had her hand in Marlo's face, and I was like, oh, Marlo didn't seem very physical. I'm surprised. Like pushed Kenya's
But
hand.
she was getting in her face. I think Kenya was right. Don't get up in my face. Like she was getting closer, like to her. And it was just like, first of all, you talking about my husband, you talking about my butt, you downing me, and you coming close. Like, I don't know what you're going to do.
No, Kenya did the right thing. I think Kenya, after being humiliated by Portia on national TV, being dragged by the hair, she's kind of like prepared now. She knows.
But I don't know. Kenya was wrong in that situation too, though. Like she was in Portia's face with the whole bullhorn and stuff.
She was wrong, but I think now she knows. Oh, I'm gonna prepare myself if it potentially could be a fight. Then I'm not gonna get beat up or dragged.
Yeah,
I think she's more in like defense mode. Like, she's coming towards me. I don't know what Marlo could potentially do. Let me prepare myself.
She did say that today in the after show. She said, I'm not playing that game. Like, this is like, do not get up in my face or you're going to deal with the consequences, basically, she said.
Yeah, because she said something like, oh, I'm not the same person. Like, basically, like, oh, I got beat up one time on TV. I'm not letting that happen. And I think Kenya would probably give Marlo a run for her money. Kenya's seems in better shape than Marlo. Marlo's just getting surgery to stay in shape, but Kenya works out. She seems like she's strong. She had more.
And I think, and she got some
anger. Able to fight, but I think Kenya would outdo her. Marlo
and with all of the frustration and anger she has built up with Mark treating her, because she did say that today, like she feels like Marlo is similar to how Mark is or was to her. She said, like, when they feel like you did something to them, it can be like a little petty argument. They will hit you below the belt, like so bad. Like, and she was just like, they similar in that way.
Yeah,
so
Mark got a lot to hit Kenya below the belt with.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows what he was putting her through? It seemed like he put her through way more than what we were seeing on TV.
Oh, yeah, he was very verbally emotional.
Yeah.
Who know if you? I don't know if he could have been physical. I don't know if he was physical being her, but he looked like he probably roughed up, grabbed.
It sounded like it because the way she was like so adamant about don't get in my face, like she's verbally abusive. Like I was thinking to myself, that is one of the thoughts that came to my head was like, are you getting some type of post-traumatic?
I think there was a time when they had asked her and she kind of was like, didn't say anything.
Yeah, to me.
I don't think he beat her, but he probably like choked her or roughed her up.
Yeah, I felt like I got a little vibe, like when she was like, that it triggered something in her when Marlo did get in her face. And then she compared her to Mark in that instance when getting in her face, going hitting below the belt. And like, to me, it just seemed like she had some type of post-traumatic stress.
So then they pull both of them apart. And here they are calming Marlo down. Then Kenya, they're calming Kenya down. But it was just one of those episodes where I was like, "Ooh, good for TV."
Mm-hmm.
But Marlo went in once again, way in. And again, I'm not a fan of Kenya. I actually am more of a fan of Marlo.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't feel like she just went in with Kenya.
Yeah, and it wasn't deserving of it. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't, like, it just seems a little like, unstable, mentally unstable when somebody goes that hard over such a petty little thing. Like, all you said Kandi's not effing with me. And then now I'm getting to talking about your husband leaving you. Like, that was just like, I don't know, but I think Marlo has a lot of issues that she needs to work out. Yeah.
She's a lot of anger issues. And like I said, she has her nephew, she has her sister, she has a lot of issues.
Yeah, she needs to work it out with a therapist. I think that's like, she is, what do they call it? Like, when you what'd you say?
I said she's very toxic. She's a toxic person.
Yeah, and then I think she is deflecting, or it's another word. I don't think it's like almost like whatever, something's triggering to her about Kenya. that's making her like react in that type of way.
I don't think it's even Kenya. I think it would be anybody. I don't think it's particular.
I don't know. I feel like any little thing. No, I feel like the way she is, the way she's picking at Kenya is different than the way she's picking at Kandi. She got a problem with Kandi too. Like she ain't going like that with Kandi. So I don't know. I just think like,
You mean face to face with Kandi? Not yet, anyway. You mean face to face with Kandi?
I just think that she's always been going at Kenya just hard on her, more so than anybody else. She had beef with Nene, and she wasn't going that hard on Nene when they friendship unraveled. I just think with Kenya, she will go like so hard to talk about your mother leaving you. When not only are you talking about her mother leaving her, but you also were brought up in like you was in a worse position. At least with Kenya, she wasn't brought up in foster care system. You know, her grandmother,
one of her family members took her.
Yeah, Marlo she went through the trenches in the system. So it's just like for you to say something like that to another person who was also, you know, left by their mother and you too, it's so wrong. I just don't see her coming at anyone else like she does Kenya. Something about Kenya is triggering her.
She just doesn't like Kenya. But the thing is, because Kenya is very mean too. You gotta think. Kenya says, I can't remember what Kenya said that was that mean to Marlo, but a lot of them haven't gone toe to toe with Marlo. I mean, Sheree too. Yeah, look at Sheree, and all of a sudden they're good friends.
Yeah.
Kenya, this is ongoing for years now. Her and Kenya.
That's what I'm saying, and they was on good ground, like you know, the last, you know, within the 2 seasons. So it's just a shame that now they're back to square one with the way that she's talking down, like hitting below the belt again with Kenya. So I don't know. This is at a point of no return. I don't think they will ever be friends again.
Yeah, I think they've tried to make up a couple of times.
Yeah, they did, but I think this time it's done. I think, and if I was Kenya, I would be done too. No way would I forgive this. This would be it for me.
Well, I don't think Marlo even wants to be a friend.
But I think if Marlo gets therapy, whatever's going to happen, I just think Marlo was wrong. And I think Marlo, you know, I think she's a little mentally unstable, but I do think she still has some intelligence where she will double back and say, you know what, I do be going too hard. I didn't deserve that. But I still wouldn't take her apology. I would probably accept her apology, but I definitely would never rekindle what they were trying to have before. When they had their friendship before, that was all nice, great. But it would never happen again if I was Kenya. Never.
There's no reason for them to be friends.
Yeah.
At this
they
point,
tried. So
friends, it doesn't really matter.
Mm-hmm.
And that was how it ended. I mean, the verbal attack she had on Kenya was funny. I mean, she kept saying, "Oh, go with your fake ass." That's what she could say, her fake ass. And Marlo knows what to say to hurt people's feelings.
Yes.
She's one of those people like, never tell her your business. Don't let her know what's going on because she will go deep.
Yeah, Marlo, I would never trust her. Like, that's one person I would never want her to be my friend or my enemy. I would never reveal anything to her. I wouldn't even want to be, I don't even know if I would want to be around her and divulge anything about, because, you know, sometimes you get like loose and you start talking about your life, your kids, your man. Like, so I would be too afraid to even be around her where I might reveal something and she turns it around and uses it as a dagger.
And she knows, even if Kenya plays it off, she knows. I mean, the fake ass Kenya don't really care, but she knows that if I say something about Mark, it's a you know, a soft topic for Kenya. So her saying Mark, like, you know, she's going at Kenya, she's like, oh, I gotta see something that's gonna really dig at her.
Yeah,
Mark. Like she knows that broke Kenya up like, hard. Like she probably told Kenya probably confided in Marlo a couple of stuff.
Like a lot of times I don't care what people say about me, what they think my character is like. But once you say something about my personal life that is hurtful, I don't care who says it, it's still gonna hurt. Like, you know.
And that's facts.
Yeah.
You can't say, but Kenya did say something like, well, I got a beautiful baby, I got a baby out of it. What do you have?
Yeah, exactly.
But Kenya doesn't go as bad as Mark, because if let's say the roles were reversed and Kenya was in Marlo's situation, I could see Marlo's like, oh, that's why your sister's a crackhead. Like, I could see Marlo saying something.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. So
that was the end of that episode. I mean, it was good for TV.
Yeah.
And that's how it basically ended. Next episode seems like it's gonna be okay. It seems like Kenya's gonna be drunk. And I can't remember what else happened.
Is he Kenya? I don't think it's gonna be Kenya that's drunk. But we gotta watch out. What'd you say?
Next episode, look like Kenya fell on the floor or something.
No, she was acting.
Oh.
She was acting, saying, I think it's Drew that's gonna be like really drunk. And then she started acting like making fun of Drew being drunk. Like, oh, this is her. And then Kenya fell on the floor and was like imitating her.
Oh, I thought it was Kenya who was drunk. Okay. Well.
Yeah, no, she was imitating. I think it was Drew. It was somebody else, though, at that table, but I'm sure it was Drew. So, yeah, we definitely got to watch next episode. It's not coming on next week because of July 4th. So, but it's still going to be a good episode. And this is the preview.
Next time on the Real Housewives of Atlanta.
I'm thinking about doing a pajama party sleepover.
This was right up my alley, child.
Breaking news, Tyrone is saying that her TV career will cost him his freedom.
Are you kidding me?
I run her file. Her and her husband, they have a hell of aliases.
Was this a detective?
She's looking a little like she had one too many drinks.
Slightly drunk. Yes, like this.
I just freaked out the other day. I kicked the boys out.
What? What do you mean you kicked the boys out?
I just told them they had to go.
Marlo is going to kick out the nephew. So that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, but I think it's just temporary. Because
Me too.
An Instagram page, they're still like together anyway.
Oh, they are? And that's when she said it, I was like, no, she ain't that heartless. Because when she said, first of all, they too young. Like the way she said it, like they in their 20s or something, and she kicked them out. Like I think her kicking out is probably like, listen, go for a walk. Go get some air and come back later. Or go to so-and-so house and come back tomorrow. Like, I don't think she really literally kicked them out.
You know, how they edited it to me because, oh, wow, what happened? Let's watch next episode.
Yes, dramatics.
But I don't think so. She probably go to the next room, your next room. I had to kick the boys out. And they stopped, out of my room. You know, like one of those things.
Okay. Yes.
So tune in to our next video discussing Atlanta Housewives, but please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share our videos so we can get more subscribers to eventually go live.
Yes, we need 20 more subscribers to go live, 100 subscribers, and then we're going to keep moving up from there. Moving on up. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.